What is up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie Mel and also the hostess with the mostest. And you guys are watching Passion Fruits, the podcast. Thank you so much for returning this week. I have some wonderful guests for you guys. These are people that I've worked with before at my events, entrepreneurs, foodies, so many great things. We're going to learn so much about them. Welcome to the show, Emsley and Chanel.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Yes. So great to have you guys on. How are you guys feeling today?
Feeling good, feeling great.
Feeling great?
Feeling amazing. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. I'm happy to have you guys. So I always ask my guests to have an intention. So we do this at the top of the show just to, set the tone and set the energy. Who wants to share first?
Ladies first.
He was ready. Ladies first.
Okay, so my intention for the show and for my business is to find some balance. I think trying to do so many things all the time.
Mhm.
I'm the favorite multitasker,
Yeah.
but that gets overwhelming. So I really, really want to focus on finding balance and finding grace, letting myself have some peace, and then
Yes.
letting myself grow naturally too,
Absolutely.
I think it's along the same lines as like finding balance. Like I have so many people. I have a village that wants to help me, but just like you said, I want to do everything. It's like even when you do have people here, you still kind of micromanage and still want to do it. So
Yeah.
finding balance, finding calm, finding peace, like centering yourself and just working on creating this generational wealth and what we came here to do. Like you said, we're entrepreneurs. So,
Yeah.
just I think we gotta take a moment, stop, breathe, and just
Yeah.
go. We know what we're doing, just gotta do it.
Absolutely. I love
So
that.
true.
I definitely have learned more this year in 2023 to accept help. Because
girl.
it hits so hard when you think you want to do everything, but having someone else to take just even one thing off of your plate is like everything.
And that is so true, especially with so many things that you do.
Right.
Everyone's trying to balance
Right.
so many different
Congratulations.
things.
It's
Oh my
your
God.
growth. It's been crazy.
Thank you
It's been
guys.
dope.
Oh my God. This is why I love having people that actually know
Right.
on the pod, because it's like we could talk about our experiences
Right.
together.
Exactly.
You've come such a long way, and it's been
Right.
so amazing to see our businesses. Do you remember the first pop up?
Yeah, I do. I think about that because that was the first time I ever like made over $1,000. Was that one of your pop ups?
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
I made the
round of applause for that. Round of applause. We love that. Wow. That's everything.
Yeah.
We're going to dive back into that. But I'll share my intention. My intention for this episode is to ask questions that help illuminate the entrepreneurship journey and to get to know each of you better. So, all right, we can just go ahead and talk about the pop-up. We all met at my event, Passion Fruits. Did you guys start at the street markets or the rooftop market?
The street market.
Street market.
Street markets, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, share your experiences.
Well, it was just after COVID had ended, and I think both of us had started our businesses during that time. So going from this micro idea of a business to actually being invited or going to an event and seeing your business on display under the tent. And it was, I think it was probably the first time I know for me that I was able to be in such a place like in downtown LA. It started off, my businesses started off in Leimert Park, selling out of Leimert Park every Sunday.
Yeah, shout out to Leimert.
Shout out to Leimert.
Yeah.
And then to go from that to being in a place where there's people walking by and you have traffic coming by, people you've never seen before. It was life-changing. Like, oh my God, I can do this. Oh my God, people like my business.
Yeah,
okay, here we go. This is
is
a whole new way to start.
Right. That's the same thing I was going to bring up too is Leimert Park. Like I had started out when I met Chanel, she had told me about Leimert Park and we were out there every Sunday. I was working graveyard at the time, but she would save me a spot. She would call me like, I'm going to be here. I'm saving the spot
a real one
right next to us. Like, she always held it down for me.
Yes.
And then I think she sent me your flyer. And then that's how I ended up there. And it's just like she said, like being in a different area where it was like more busy, it was more people. At Leimert Park, we had our usuals. The city. The city gonna come out for us, but we had our usuals. But this, we were getting away from that. It was new people, new surroundings, new everything. So I'll never forget. There was a guy that came up, and he tried our food, and he was like, "I'm gonna go tell people about to come down here."
Yeah.
And like he left, and like people, we saw him as he was walking by, like he was pointing. I was just like, "Well, that's crazy." Like I had people down there telling me like, "You should open your business down here," and I was just like. it was interesting. It was definitely a great experience.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you because I remember like meeting you. You were so great about referring people to the experience. So I appreciate you so much for that.
You know what is I appreciate you for doing it and doing everything that you did. I think people don't realize how much work goes into curating an event, how much work goes into being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have an idea. It's another thing to make it happen.
Execute.
To go from the planning of something as simple as a logo to seeing that logo on a board, on a chart at an event that people are coming to and supporting. I mean, you did it.
Right.
And so I was happy to be a part of it, and I was happy to refer my friends to it. And then I'm happy for the one that's coming up.
Wonderful. So I want to talk to you guys about what inspired you guys to start your businesses. Whoever wants to go first.
Ladies first.
Well, so my journey is a tough one. In 2019, I got diagnosed with hyperthyroid Graves' disease, and that's an autoimmune disorder that compromises your hormonal system. It compromises the way you metabolize proteins and fats and how your body regulates itself. It's the thyroid, if you don't know, it's the hormonal system of the body. Yeah. It's located in the throat, both men and women. So when I got diagnosed with Graves' disease, they told me I was going to have this disease for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And I had to come to terms with that. And it was the day after my wedding.
What was that moment like? Like, take us back to your mindset, like, after hearing that.
You know, I think our bodies kind of tell us that something is wrong. And I think we've been so trained to be strong. Be strong, be strong, be strong, be strong. Going. All the time. Keep going. And I think I knew I was sick. I think I knew something was wrong. But it wasn't until, actually, I went to the hospital. I went to the doctor a month before I ended up being hospitalized in the ER. And I was telling them, hey, something is wrong. This is not right. And I think that's why we have to become our own advocates.
Absolutely.
Because if we don't say anything, it could get worse really quickly.
Yeah.
So I got diagnosed with that. And I think my whole world kind of like flashed before my eyes when they were like, you're going to have to take medication for the rest of your life, or you're going to have to change your whole entire lifestyle. And the first thing I thought about my lifestyle was, I'm not eating right. I don't sleep enough. If this didn't happen, it might have been something else. It might have been something worse. Yeah. And so that's when I made the choice to change my life. I started to look up things that could help with thyroid disease. And the first thing I found was CMOS. And you know, one thing about Dr. Sevi is he was right. He was right about it. Shout out to Dr. Sevi. Yeah. He was right about a lot of things. And one of them was that lifestyle impacts your whole entire body. And if you don't take care of your body, that's the only vessel you have. Yeah. So I started to make my juices, and it started with me just making stuff for myself. And next thing you know, I had people asking me to make it for them. And I was like,
it turned into a whole situation.
It turned into a business almost like that. Yeah. Mind you, it was a global pandemic. Yeah. COVID hit us that March. And I started my business in February. So one minute I'm coping with this life-changing news. The next minute I'm helping my community. I'm helping my family. I'm helping anyone who was willing to try the products. I was able to do that. And I went from juices and CMOS and wellness shots, and now I have a store that people can come to in my community where they can come and buy things that are good for them, that are affordable.
That was that. No, that's a major key, because getting something that's healthy and affordable is not easy.
And accessible. Being right on King and Dalton, right between Normandy and Western, I get to help people who look like me. I get to help people who probably don't even know something is wrong, but are curious. Yeah. And I think that's where we start, is that curious mind and being able to say, hey, I don't know what's going on with this. Have you heard of this? And being able to do that research, that initiative is key.
So before we move forward and, hear about your start, what are some things that you felt like cued you off that you might need to go and figure out, like, what's happening?
So it started with swelling. My knee started swelling up really, really bad. And I never really had swelling before. Everyone was I was getting married that year, and everyone was like, oh, you're just stressed. And people don't really understand what stress can do to the body.
Yeah, stress can kill you.
Stress can kill you.
Yeah.
So when people were just like, oh, it's just stress, I'm like, my knee's swelling. Don't seem like it's just stress.
Right. It's a little bit more than
stress. Something's not right.
Yeah.
My heart rate was going up. I was having sleepless nights. And those are things that we are so used to because we're always working. We're always doing something. I'm a teacher. And before I started my businesses, I was always thinking of the next thing to do. So not sleeping, not being able to digest things properly. Your poop tells you a lot of stuff. bear with me.
That's important.
It's a key. Pay attention to it. The way it looks. I won't go into too much detail, but just certain things were not lining up. But the main thing was my leg was swelling.
Yes.
And my heart was out of control. So they're like, "Oh, you have anxiety." I'm like, "I know I have anxiety, but this doesn't explain.
Like, this was different.
This is different.
Yes.
So those are just small things that just started to not seem right. And so even when I went to the doctor and I told them these things, they were like, "Oh, you're okay." Little did I know, a month later, I was this close to not being okay. And they didn't catch it until I was in the ER. So if even if it's this close, that little margin of distance, it's worth checking out. I didn't even know they ran autoimmune tests on me until I was in the hospital the next month.
Yeah. So if you feel like something is not right, don't be afraid to get a second opinion because you know best.
Right. You know your
body.
Yeah, you know your body. You know what feels normal to you, what doesn't feel normal to you. So that's a major takeaway.
Yeah, major. Pay attention. Your body's going to tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Glad it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Me too.
For me, it was I was sitting at work one day and I was looking around and the guys I was working with, like older guys, like 50, 60 years old, they have been working at that company for like 30 something years. And I was just sitting there, I was like, I don't want that to be me.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to still be here 30 years from now, working here, still having to ask somebody else, can I take a vacation?
Yeah.
Having to ask somebody else, could I have the day off? So when I was 10 years old, I was sitting at we had like a little bar area in front of our kitchen. And I was sitting there and I told my dad, I said, we should open up a Jamaican restaurant called Daphne's. And I told my auntie, because she also likes to cook, I told her we should open up a sofa restaurant called La Seis, who was those are the names of my grandmothers. So I wanted to name them after my grandmothers.
Nice.
So I was sitting there at the desk and I called my dad. I said, hey, remember when I was 10 years old and I said we should open up that restaurant? He was like, yeah. I was like, let's do it. And he was like, okay. And then that's literally how it started off. Actually, I think the first initial when I called my mom and I said, hey, because my dad's from Kingston, Jamaica. Mom grew up out here, but her family's like from Texas, Oklahoma, from the South.
Yeah.
So I called her. I'm like, hey, does our family have anything to pass down? A house, a car, anything? And she was like, no. I was like, okay. Called my dad. I said, hey, back in Jamaica, do we have any property?
Yeah.
Anything to pass down? He was like, no. And I was like, okay. And that's when I told him, like, let's do this. I said, because I want to create this so my kids can have it. And then even if they don't want to run the restaurant, leave it there. Let it make money for you.
Yeah.
And if you want to take a year off, you can do that because you have this income.
Yeah.
Like, I want to create something to pass down so they don't have to work as hard as we did.
Yeah.
Because look at us. We're tired. We're tired. We are busting up, but we are mentally, physically, we're all tired.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to be tired like this. Like, I want them to work for what they have, but at the same time, if they need to take a break, I want financial problems to be the last of the work. So they can do that.
Absolutely.
So that was like the catalyst for me, just sitting there looking at those older guys. Like, nothing against people that like to work and retire, but that's just not for me. I don't want that to be me.
Yeah.
I'd rather retire in my restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That.
Yes. So tell me, how long have you been in business?
It's 2020, late 2020.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
It was like, I think it was like November 2020, towards the end of the year.
So tell me, you guys, what are some things that you've learned in your course of entrepreneurship, specifically in the first year or two?
How to get it wrong. How to get it wrong before you get it right. I think that is probably the best and worst thing that I had to learn.
Yeah.
You start off with an idea and that idea becomes something, whether it's wrong or it's right or it's good or it's bad. But being able to take it and not say, hey, this is it. I remember one of my first juices, it was not good. It was not. I don't know if you know about green juice, but green juice could either be really, really good or
not
horrible.
So good. We know it's healthy, but not tasting good. Yeah.
Listen, I was like, I don't want to put apples in there. I don't want to put something sweet in there. I'm just going to go straight green. Girl, it was terrible. I didn't even want to drink it. And I'm like, I know it's good for me, but it tastes like grass. I don't like it. Nobody else wanted to drink it. So it just sat for the longest. And people who did try it, I saw their faces. They were like,
it's good for me.
And I had to be like, okay. And then I could have just quit. I could have just been like, oh, you know what? I don't want to make this for anyone anymore. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try something else. Let me just not give up. Let me just try something else. Because when you're creating, you have to realize it's not just going to stay with you. Your business or your product or your idea is not just going to sit with you and just be your baby right there. Your goal or your plan is to share it with other people.
Yeah.
Which means feedback and criticism. And somebody might like it. Somebody might hate it. And what are you going to do with that? You know, when they don't like it.
Yeah.
How are you going to respond when they don't enjoy what you're doing?
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good question.
What do you do when they hate it?
Right. Like, how do you bounce back?
How do you bounce back from that? Because that's your little baby.
Yeah. Right. It hurts.
It hurts.
Like, especially like you put so much time into it.
Oh my goodness. And then one thing about health and one thing about wellness is that it doesn't always taste good. I don't care what anybody says. Flaxseed oil is not delicious. It's not good, but it's so good for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I call sea moss ocean jello.
It is like that.
It, like ocean boogers almost.
Yeah.
But
without the flavors, it's not the best. Yeah.
But it's so good for you. And then, but what if you don't? What if I tried to make okra water. And I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people don't like okra.
Yeah.
But it's so good for you.
I like fried okra. It's good.
You should try soaking it in some coconut water.
Oh, okay.
It's good for you.
Okay. Yeah, love me some okra.
But the texture of it, the way that it tastes, the way that people respond to it, trying to convince people to try something new that's good for them.
Oh my God. I know that's hard. I know it's hard.
The faces that they make when they don't like something.
It's just like little kids. Like, they don't ever want to eat something healthy. It's like so hard.
I think that's been so how to get wrong and be okay with getting it right. And then being okay with kind of like not twisting your customer's arm, but being like, hey, look, you should try this. It's good for you. Just taste a little bit. It's going to be fine. I promise. After, but yeah.
I think for me, it was like, when you talk to other people, they always tell you in the first year or two, you ain't gonna make no money. And having to know, it's probably not gonna make it. Like, it was a lot of events I broke even on. It was a lot of events I was upside down on. And like she said, I just had to chop that up and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And figure out how to do it. And have so many people tell me, you need to raise your prices. It's like, well, but, I'm good where I'm at. No, you need to raise your prices. You're too cheap. So it's like she said, you're gonna have so many people telling you so many things. You're gonna make so much money at one event, but I don't mean you're gonna make the same. You have to know that this event might be good, but this event might not.
Yes. Oh my God. Can you speak more about that? Because I want, for anybody who's new to vending and new to market culture, like, I feel like there are a lot of unrealistic expectations. And this is one of the reasons that made me kind of not want to throw events, because the pressure of feeling like, oh my God, like, if this person don't make money, they're going to blame it on me.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
there's so many factors in it, because it's location, marketing, advertising. There's so many. That's why as soon as, even before I would, send you my payment, let you know I'm in the event, I'm already sharing stuff.
Exactly.
Even if I'm not going to be there, I'm letting people know to go there.
Yeah.
Same thing. I would share so many of like Chanel and her mom's things, like, go to the store, go buy a juice, go get a sea moss, like, go. Like, because with all of us being small business, we are our advertisement.
Yeah.
We are all we have with each other. So when it comes to these events, like, they are not, people have to know that it's not going to be the same thing. It's not going to be
it's not. You
every
can't
time.
expect the same exact outcome every single time. You might have a great day one day, not so good. It's like that all the way around.
It's a cycle.
That's business.
Yeah.
And just like Emsley said, like, you are your first form of marketing. So you are the representation of your business. How friendly are you?
Yes.
How kind are you? How nice are you? How willing are you to say, hey, to the person who's walking by? You can't just sit in a silo.
What does your setup look like? Is your food
Is it
smelling
welcoming?
good?
Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
right?
A lot of times that's how we got people just walking by, but what is that? What am I smelling?
Yeah, exactly.
But now we try to figure out what they smell, but they've came across some of the other things before they got to the thing they smell. Like, well, I want that too. I want that too. So
samples.
Yeah.
The art of a good sample. I mean, we love Costco because you can walk around and you can get samples.
Yeah.
Like, offer the customer something that they are willing to try. And then, hey, you might not get a sale. You might get a sale. But being okay with that flexibility, being okay with that movement. Because sometimes I think, like you said, expectations will kill a business.
Yeah.
If you're expecting your business to just flourish and thrive, you got to look at what type of work you're putting into it.
Yeah.
What type of business did you set up? Is it able to function?
I think another thing people have to take into account is like when you go to the pop-up, you might not be the only juice spot there. You
Right.
might not be the only Jamaican pop-up restaurant there. There are going to be other people. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've been to, I think a couple of your events where there was like maybe 2 other Jamaican
Yeah,
vendors
because I
there.
used to just
Like
who
we,
wants to come?
right?
Yeah.
And like our line would be long, and I'm looking up, I'm like, dang, I don't know how that feels to be on the other side. Like I
Yeah.
kind of felt
Yeah.
bad that we had customers and they didn't.
It's
Like,
in the vibes.
right,
People know the
exactly, right. I'm like, they over here because like we got the music going.
Yeah, you
Like,
create. It's just
yeah.
like a shop, like in the mall. Like
Yep.
in the mall, there's countless stores that sell clothes, shoes. What sets you apart? What's your thing that brings people in? You know, is it the environment? Is it the customer service? Like, there's just so many
It's
things
a
that
good
people don't
combination
think
of it. Because
about.
how many times you walk past a store that's playing music, kind of stop?
Yeah.
What's going on in there?
Or you
look in
see
the
a nice
store,
display
right,
and it's like,
exactly.
oh, I like that outfit they got out here. Let me see what else they got. Like, you have to become a master of, what you're selling, know what it is that you want to communicate to people, because it starts with just like a scent or a look. And people think that, you might have a great product. You might, but that might not translate to everybody based upon, and it's really a lot of trial and error. And I think that that's the difference between somebody who has an entrepreneur mindset and somebody who has like an employee mindset. Because it's
They're
like
just
when
coming
you're
out there to
used to
make some
being
money.
when you're used to being an employee, you're used to, if I show up, I'm getting paid.
Right.
And that's not the reality of entrepreneurship.
It's not.
Right.
And then just like you said, is that product something that you're able to express to your clients? I love being able to say all of the things that my stuff is good for, that education that comes behind it, the communication, even if you don't make money, but now you're able to network with 10 people who you just met at this market. And a good business owner is going to know, hey, maybe I didn't make as much money as I wanted to, but those connections that I made with those people who came, saw my product, liked it, was worth
If
it.
they come back next time, maybe they might get next because they remember what you told them, the impression you left on them.
Yeah.
And that's huge. It's so huge, that connection that you make with your customers, because those customers become clients who become long-term supporters of your business. And it's important.
Yeah.
The
Speaking
image
of
that you
I have
present.
one customer that came to the first pop-up I did with you, and he's like follows me everywhere. Now, like if he's waiting, he's like, "Where's your next pop-up?" So I come buy some oxtails. And it started with the first pop-up.
Wow, that
and
is
he's always asking me where I'm gonna be.
We
at
love
now.
that.
I love
It's pretty
that.
dope. Like last time, I gave him a free plate just for being
Yeah.
being like stay looking. But he would bring people like, "Oh, I want to come to the next pop-up. I'm bringing my relative. I'm bringing my girlfriend." That's pretty
Yes.
dope.
Oh my gosh.
So I
Shout
took that.
out to him.
Yeah,
Right.
shout out to him.
Right.
Thank you,
It's pretty dope.
customer.
Yes, shout out to him. So you have Grace Banks. You said you have a market now.
I do.
So talk about the differences between, the pop-ups to now having your own space where you're selling your products.
Man, I never thought I would get a brick and mortar, honestly. I
Yeah.
used to say it all the time, like, oh, I don't want that. It's too stable. It's too this, it's too that. And I love the freedom of the pop-up to be able to go from here to here to here to here. But realizing that, like Emsley said, I wanted a legacy. Grace Bank is actually the name of the village that I come from in Belize. And a lot of my products and a lot of my businesses is focused on my home, my country. So now looking at it like an empire, like a conglomerate of things that just come under that, being able to stock my shelves with my own products, being able to say like, oh, I just made this, or oh, I just made this, I'm going to put this on the shelf, and having that ownership of something that I can show is my family, So going from the pop-up place where, I have my juices, I have my stuff, is great. I'm meeting new people, to saying, hey, this is my product home. Come and visit it. Come in here so I can talk to you. That conversation again is like epic, to be able to bring someone in and say, hey, look at all this stuff and it's here, and look at this, and this is what this is good for. It's been a huge, huge change. And then to think I was almost let my fear of branching out and trying something new stop me. I was almost not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, oh my God, I did it. What's next?
Right.
Like I can do this. I can, and it's flourishing, and I love it. I love being there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I even hit her when I'm doing some pop-ups. Like, you want me to sell your juice?
Yeah.
At my stand? Like, even if she's not there, I make sure her products are there.
He does.
That's
He's
wonderful.
amazing.
A real one, once again.
Like, cause she's the one who got me started, and so I'm like, of course, I'm gonna keep bringing you. If I'm going somewhere, you coming too.
Yes, I love that. So do you have any plans to, like, do you want a food truck, or eventually you want
honestly, I don't care which one comes first.
Yeah.
Whichever one comes my way. If I can have both, I would love to have both. Like, everybody's like, get a food truck so you can be anywhere. I said, I just want to get somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't care where it is. If I gotta get my brick and mortar and then get my food truck or vice versa, it doesn't matter. I want both. Like,
Yeah.
I love the thought of a food truck so I can be anywhere and everywhere, of course.
Yeah.
But if I can get somewhere where I can just be and people can come,
Mhm.
I want to, just like you said on the pop-ups, like I have that same, I have this vision every day. Every day of my brick and mortar, the music playing, just like how we do the pop-ups.
Yeah, yeah.
Reviving with our customers, welcoming, same thing. Do the same
Curating
thing
your
with the
own
food
space.
truck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So like, whichever one comes first.
Yeah.
Whichever one. I just took a business class at LA Trade Tech this past fall. So part of our class at the finals, we had to do a business
Yes.
plan.
Congrats.
So I did a business plan for the business. So it's like, all right, let's set this
Yes.
stuff in motion. We're not just doing pop-ups no more. It's time for the next step.
Yes, that's
Yes.
wonderful.
Yay to
Wow.
education. Yay
Yes.
to like taking a step and a
Had to.
risk, you
Had
know?
to. I was tired of like I said, people tell you the first 2 years you're probably not gonna make any money. I was like, all right, I don't want to do it anymore. Let me
Yeah.
find out how to make this money.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep losing money. So let's see what I need to change. What do I
Yeah.
need to adjust?
Yeah.
What's the next step for Daphne's Jamaican cuisine? Like, what do I need to do to start getting some profit?
Yeah, love that. Okay, so I think this is a great time to share what you guys brought today, product wise, or like if you want to share something special.
Sure. Gentlemen first.
That's crazy.
You first. You go.
Okay, so for today, I brought some rum punch. My dad made it. And I've made
You want to
some.
pass it out?
Yeah.
Maybe we can all try it on camera.
The rum punch.
Give you guys a real reaction. Thank you.
It looks delicious.
And we also have right here in the bowls jerk mushrooms with rice and peas.
Yeah.
Trying to stuff. That's another thing. Is like finding your different target audiences. Like, I've had many people come up to my pop-up and say, do you have vegan products? Do you make vegan? I was like, oh no, I don't. Or do you have vegetarian products? Oh no, I don't. But then, I found out how to get the veggie patties.
Yeah.
The veggie patties. And I'm like, I started asking my vegan friends, like, hey, what can I make? What can I try?
Oh, I know something you could try. I don't know if you have it already, but curry chickpeas.
I'll try it.
Yeah, they're good. They're really good.
I do. I've never cooked with them, but I'll try. I've never cooked with mushrooms before, but I made them. I did a test run on them, and they loved them.
Okay.
They loved them. So that's like I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do with curry. So thank you.
Yeah,
So
it's delicious.
When I do the first one, you're gonna be the first one to try it.
Yes, absolutely. Let's cheers to that. More money, less problem.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
This is so flavorful.
Are these
So
gonna be at the
whenever
pop-up?
So actually, whenever I take these melodies pop-ups, they sell out fast.
Wow.
Fast. There was a guy who was in a tent next to us. He bought one. We had like 3 left, and he bought them all because he didn't want nobody else to get it. First, he was like, "I'm gonna come get some later."
Yeah.
He saw somebody
He
come
saw
buy.
them, seeing them go.
He saw somebody come buy one. He was like, "I want the rest of them."
Yeah.
So somebody else that had bought one, they came and tried to get another one. I was like, he just bought them all, and the guy was just like, "Nope,
I'm
they're
not
mine."
selling it. It's mine. This is for
So-
me.
Yeah.
Like, once we, I'm working on, of course, getting all the right licensing and certification
Yeah.
so we can
Yeah.
have this stuff out there. So,
Yeah.
that's like all in the works. I want to make sure we're doing everything right.
Are you gonna tell us what's in it?
Is
Is it a
Actually,
secret?
It's my dad's recipe. Actually,
Okay.
I made it once, but it's my dad's recipe.
I'll show this to the camera. I'm gonna take a little
Little snacky
taste.
snack.
Yes, I want you guys to see how beautiful this looks. Yes, so delicious. I'm gonna take a little bit.
Look at those red peppers. Those
Mhm.
red
so
orange.
I love cooking with the bell peppers, the colors. It looks so beautiful.
You know what my thing is? Onions. Onions are like highlight. They're key. The yellow, the red, the white.
You should save some for your producer.
Deliciousness. Oh my gosh, you guys.
I heard the crunch. It sounds so
Yes.
good.
Oh my gosh, so fresh.
Like when I was in the house cooking, I was like, I don't eat mushrooms, but this smells so good.
You don't like them or you don't eat them?
You know what? I just never really liked the texture,
Yeah.
so I never really liked them. But I've been thinking about trying them since I am making them. I've been wanting to try them.
That's how I feel about apples. So, all right. Do you want to share what you brought with us?
I would love to share. So I couldn't decide what to share. So I figured I might just share a little bit of everything. This is our mermaid lemonade. This is actually one of our best sellers.
So
Is
good.
your favorite?
That's one of my.
So it has blue spirulina, it has pineapple, and it has lemon, and it's sweetened with blue agave. The best thing about blue spirulina is that it's a naturally forming algae. I love to just share a little bit of fun facts. It helps with endurance. It helps with strength. It helps with detoxification. It's a great thing to add to anything. You can add it to your bowls. You can add it to the drinks. You can add it to your water just to give you that extra boost. And algae is another seed-bearing plant that's just great for your body just to help it function naturally. And when you add naturally functioning things to delicious lemonade, you get things that people actually want to try and they actually want to eat and ingest. This one is for the producer. This one is for you. I'm looking out for you.
Thank you.
And everybody that's gonna watch this, that thing is delicious. Like every pop up,
it's so good.
Every pop up, I will always get at least 1 or 2 of those every time.
I think right now we have about 36 flavors of our juice.
Oh, wow.
We started with 4. And
talk about that. Like, is it just experimentation and then you're like, oh, this one's good. Let me write that down.
So my grandmother and my grandfather were really good about knowing natural remedies and natural things. So me and the brain that I have, I'm like, ooh, how do I take something that's good for you and make it delicious? Mm-hmm. So like tambran or tamarindo, in Belize we call it tambran. It is a natural coolant. And what a coolant does is it helps your body cool down when it's overactive or it's hyper. Some people get like eczema. Some people get skin rashes or skin diseases because their body temperature is a little bit too high and they're not able to break things down naturally. And having a coolant in your system along with ginger and lemon. So our tropical splash is one of my favorites. Yeah. So it has tamarind, ginger, and lemon. When you mix those things together, you get a juice that not only helps your digestive system, but it also helps your body function optimally. Yes. And that's what I love about making the juices because there's so many things. I love being able to say, oh, this is good for this, and doing the research to say this is good for this too. So our wellness shots, we have our natural wellness shots. This is ginger, lemon, agave, and cayenne pepper.
Is that the one we take in the morning?
Mm-hmm. Okay. You take it in the morning, and we're talking about full-blown energy. We're talking about no citric acid added. We're talking about that bowl oh my God.
I'm like, I know I need to stop because, but it's just so good.
It smells good. If I wasn't allergic, I might just risk it.
No, don't. She's like, I got my juices.
I might need to try it. But that's the good thing about having stuff that's healthy and good for you and tastes good. Like we can do it. We can do it. And with simple stuff, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. So even with the sea moss, our sea moss comes in like 3 different sizes. We have 16 ounce, 8 ounce, 4 ounce, and we're starting to even make them even smaller for people who are on the go. And people don't even know that sea moss is great for your face too. Mm-hmm. You put it on your face as a mask and it turns into like, it solidifies and tightens your skin. It helps get rid of acne. You have like boils and bumps on your face, or if you have eczema on your skin, not only can you eat it, but you can wear it.
That's crazy.
Wow. Look, education. It's so, it's just, I love being able to do that and being able to see that and be able to continue to make stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So part of another thing that I did, I love that. Right. I also brought our books. So I'm also a children's book author. So this is my 2nd book out of the 4 that I've made already. More to come, curriculums to come.
And what inspired you to make the children's books?
Being a teacher gives me this amazing insight. And I think I've always been a writer. Like I've always been a writer since I was younger. I used to escape into books and into literature when I was very, very small. So being able to write it and create it is just, it's always been a passion of mine. And so now I get to do that with my students. I get to do that with my business. I get to do that in my PhD program.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh. Wow. Can we get some round of applause for that?
So I just finished my master's degree and now it's about to be doctor.
Hey.
Oh, nice. Wow. That is absolutely amazing.
Everybody, all the education.
All the education. Seriously. Education is the key.
Oh my gosh.
But those are some things that I brought and I couldn't decide. So I picked the top 5 things.
Yes. Wonderful. And we are glad that you did. All right, you guys, it's that point in the show where, we have to pay some bills around here. So we want to thank Lock Love for sponsoring this episode. This is the rose water. It's good for your face, good for your hair. Make sure you guys go on passionfruitsla.com. Check that out. $20 today. Support Black businesses. And yeah.
Yay, Lock Love. Thank you.
Woo-hoo, yes. Woo-hoo. All right. So now that we talked about our businesses, it's only right that we get a little bit more personal. Get a little multi-dimensional.
Oh, snap.
So I'm going to ask you guys some questions.
Okay, I'm ready. Let me get my rum punch.
Right.
Okay.
Hold on.
Right. Okay, let me take one too. Honestly, you guys, make sure that you catch a pop-up for Daphne's because it's so good. Like, I would smash this all right now if I wasn't on a podcast.
We need to do a 10-second drink. Ready?
Yes.
Is that
Go.
bad influence?
This is so good.
Taste the ginger in there.
It's so good.
Do.
Yes, I feel like I taste some pineapple too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Some spices.
We love that. Oh wait. Okay, sorry. I always do this. I'm like hopping around. So, as far as recipes go, like, how do you come across your recipes for your food? Is it something that's passed down or?
Yeah. So Daphne is my grandmother. So what's crazy is literally 2 months after I decided to open the restaurant, she was diagnosed with dementia.
Oh my goodness.
But like her memory was slowly fading,
Yeah.
but she still remembered the recipe.
Oh, we love that.
She was forgetting people and forgetting things. She remembered me, my kids, and the recipes. Like my dad would always ask her, "Hey, ma, how do you make this?" She'd be able to
Oh my
recite it, write it down,
God.
Wow.
everything. She'd see me. She would always ask for my kids.
Yeah.
Certain family members, she wouldn't recognize them, but she would recognize me, my dad, my kids, and like right now, she isn't doing really well at all. But I think we got all the knowledge from her. I was like, what are the odds that 2 months before this happened,
Literally.
I named it after her.
That is
And she
legacy.
would always-
We love you, Daphne.
Like, she would always tell us too. She would always tell me, like, she would always ask me, like, where's my money? Like, I need, since you.
Where's my money?
Run
Yeah,
it.
she was like,
Okay.
"You're using my name, so I need my royalty."
Yeah,
Run
my
her cut.
recipe's my
So
name.
I was like, it's a coincidence. That it happened. So I'm hoping we could do right by her, and it seems like we have been doing right. But actually,
Yes.
Yes.
I had wanted to bring her to a passion fruit pop up just so
Oh
she
my
could
gosh,
see
yes.
what her recipes are doing for people. Right. She
Right.
loved the food, but my dad was like, he didn't think it was a good idea because of how she was at the time.
Mhm.
So, but I really did want her to come out just to see it, so she can see that
Yeah.
her recipes they're doing justice.
Yes.
People
Oh my
love
gosh,
the
you'll
food.
take it from me. Thank you, Miss Daphne, for
Thank
your
you.
amazing recipes because deliciousness.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh yes.
Amazing.
And we already talked about how you come across your recipes.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
so
love our
let's get into
grandparents,
some
right?
questions.
Those grandparents.
Yeah, grandparents.
Yeah.
Grandparents.
Shout out to
Shout out.
them.
Right.
Yes. Shout out to the ancestors, grandparents, all of that. All right, let's see what we got here.
Cards.
Okay. It says questions are an art form. Create your own question. I've been doing that. So we're gonna go to the next one. Let's see. Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as? Oh, this is a good one.
Hold on.
For me, I would say no, because like
Really?
I probably think a little less of myself than what everybody else thinks. Like I doubt myself a lot. I doubt
Mhm.
myself a lot. I question myself, but then I'll do it, and everybody's like, "See,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I knew you could do it. I know you. Like how you don't know." And I'm like, as an entrepreneur, since there's a possibility that 50-50,
Yeah.
the doubts are going to be there. Like granted, of course, we do go into it with confidence,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't think that I see myself how people see myself because there's a lot of people that think so highly of me and they say all these things and speak so much life into me. I'm just like, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I think the reason I do so many things, you know how they're like jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Yeah.
I think I'm a lot more afraid of not being good at something that I try to do with a lot of different things. Does that make sense?
That's interesting.
And it kind of sucks because at least if I'm doing all these things, if I'm not good at one thing,
I'm gonna be good at it.
I'm gonna be good at something else.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is a form of maybe like a lack of self-confidence in being good at one specific thing. Maybe that's not the highest way to
And
view
you're kind of
myself.
like, just in case this doesn't go right, I still got this to fall.
Oh, we have a plan E,
Yeah.
plan F, plan G.
Really?
For everything, for
Yeah.
anything. And I think I'm so afraid of failing, but
And now
not
you got me
afraid of
thinking.
making mistakes. Don't think too hard
No,
because
you got me thinking now because I do a lot and I'm like, dang, is that why not? Like,
No, seriously. It's honestly, it's terrifying being a creative because you really, but it's amazing. It's
Mhm.
amazing to see. That's a good question.
We were just talking about on the last pod how like we switched to doing different things because I can resonate with that. I like to do my passion fruits thing. I like to throw events sometimes. Sometimes I want to make music. Sometimes I want to dance. I want to do a dance class. I think we're just multifaceted people.
Yeah.
And I think that what's cool about a lot of the people in our generation now, like Childish Gambino, is you're seeing that you don't have to just be one thing. Like you can definitely like tap into different interests and stuff like that.
For me, it was like I told myself I don't want to get old and have a bunch of shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I want to explore everything I'm interested in.
Yes.
Like everybody's like, wait, you make logos, you work on cars, and you do. I'm like, yes.
And it's like, why can't you?
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully,
if I
life
know
is
how to
long,
do
right?
it, why not do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the same time, I'm like, those can also be like side hustles. I've made logos for many friends.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked on my friends' cars. So it's like I've just been,
yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
If it's something I'm interested in, I'm gonna do it. So
and then that comes back to just having multiple streams, like different ways, because sometimes, your main thing might not be the thing that's bringing the money in all the time. So like having other skills and honing other skills and having that available, I feel like is always a good thing.
Yeah.
And then it makes you also that multidimensional, like you said, like multifaceted, like being able to say like, hey, look at this. Look at all the things that we can do.
Uh-huh.
And I think the image that people have, there's also the work behind it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we sustain that? Is it sustainable?
I had somebody ask me, like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, do what? Because to me, this is my normal thing.
Yeah, that's you.
It was like, I'm surprised you haven't like passed out by now. I'm like,
like we have to be like this. This is how we are, or else.
Exactly.
Have you guys ever tried to not do anything?
And you feel like you're wasting time, like you just, like you feel like you failed because you're not doing something.
Yeah. It's even hard for me now sometimes. I just feel like as I get older, it's just like I just want to maximize the time that I have, because it's like in life, like if you're blessed to get older, you only have so long to do certain things. Like some things you can probably do forever, but some things, especially when it comes to like physicality and stuff, that's why I like to do my dance classes and stuff. It's just like, you know what? I might not always be the best dancer, but this is something I want to do. I'm going to do it, because guess what? When I'm 60 and 70, I don't want to be like, dang, well, I wish I would have did this. Like, it's like, let's explore.
Let's do it
while we can. Oh, and I'll answer the question too. I don't think that I don't think it matches all the time. How people see me, especially like on my main accounts and stuff like that. I think people can get an idea, but ultimately I feel like I'm very like, I can be very introverted. I'm very like nerdy a little bit. Like I get into things and I like, fixate on learning new stuff. And I'm like into like having like deep conversations and like getting to know what's behind whatever. So I think that it's different, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast too, because it's just like, you put out a certain brand when it comes to like your, whatever it is that you're doing. But this, I feel like, allows people to see different things. Like, I like to paint. Like, I'm not just a music artist. I like to have conversations, like talk. I like to host events. I like to get people together. So, yeah, that was a good question.
And thank you for giving us the space to be able to show ourselves too.
Oh, yes.
I
love that. Yes, I love that. I think this is really cool, because I think it has like the same intention behind the events.
Yeah.
But even more so, because I think sometimes we support people also, not just because of the product, but because of the person.
Right.
And like being able to connect to the story, and like that's important.
It is.
Okay, let's see. It says, if you could have it your way, who would you be with? Where would you be? And what would you be doing?
Oh, can we be sentimental?
Yes, of course.
So my grandmother passed away before I finished my bachelor's, before I got married. Oh, I don't want to cry. I might.
That'd be me, so
yeah, I know.
For sure
and I honestly wish she could be here to see everything.
Yeah.
To see all. My grandmother used to yell at me and be like, Chanel. I can hear it now. I can hear her in my head.
Caribbean
oh my God. Chanel, what do you want to do it yourself? And I would be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when I finally figured it out, she had the nerve to leave me.
Yeah.
Not that she did it on purpose, but Lord, why? So I really, really wish that she could see all of the things that she was so worried about. She was so worried about what would happen, because I didn't listen.
Yeah.
I was hard-headed. I was stubborn. I'm still stubborn. But I think she would have loved to be able to see all the things that I've been able to do with this brain of mine.
Yeah.
Because they didn't understand me when I was younger. Not a lot of people did.
Yeah.
So them always being like, oh, you're so distracted and you're so in your mind, or why are you always reading, or go outside, all the things that, were not looked at in a positive way, but they were trying to help, I think.
Yeah.
And I think she was always trying to help me. At that time, I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
And it sucks because when she got older and when I got older and we were finally able to start having this amazing connection, she passed away and she didn't get to see this. And
but the cool thing is she is seeing it.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I wish she was here though.
She might be.
Might be. I love you, Granny.
Again.
I think for me it would be the same. Like I told you, I did want to, like for me, part of when I started this, like I envisioned was like bringing my grandmother down to the restaurant, like us taking a family picture with her, and also my other grandmother. Like even though she's not Jamaican, she definitely was a supporter of like everything I did. Like she was that grandmother that would call me and check on me and tell me how much she loved me and how proud she was. Always proud of me.
Yeah.
No matter what I was doing, she was always proud of me. So I wish she was here
Yeah.
to see this also. Like it's the same, but my other grandma, I just wish she was doing a lot better so she could actually be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Let's see. Where would you be? I feel like I'm doing what I want to do. And I am where I want to be, like, in every moment. Because I think I'm just, like, embracing the journey. And I don't feel like I used to feel like I should always be somewhere else. Like, oh, I wish I was doing this and more people cared about this. And now I'm just kind of just enjoying the fact that I'm doing stuff. And it's just like, hopefully, like I say, life is long. So I just continue to hopefully evolve. But I feel very happy, like in my present moment and feeling like I'm doing all that I can. It could be tiring sometimes, but I like where I'm at right now and I'm enjoying the stuff that I'm doing.
That's awesome.
That's a goal. That's a goal.
Right.
I think we can all get there though, it's just like a shift in mindset. Because it's just like I got tired of like there were so many things that I've done in my life where I wasn't able to appreciate it like in the moment. And then I look back and I see like old pictures and I'm like, wow, like you were actually really dope. Like you actually doing some cool stuff. So now I'm just trying to be more in the moment and like embrace where I am and embrace like maybe not changing my dreams too, being okay with changing directions if that's what I want to do. Like maybe in the past I thought I wanted to be like this super huge pop star. Maybe that still will happen. Yeah. Maybe it won't. But regardless, I feel happy because I just don't feel insecure about it. Like, I don't feel insecure about where I am. I like it. Like I'm doing it. What's important is the fact that we're doing it.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
Okay, this is the last one. This is a good one. It's time to get open, get vulnerable. little juice.
Well, I'm like, mine is a little further down than yours.
We trying to catch up. Are you lying to yourself about anything?
Gentlemen first.
I don't think so. Because I know what I want. I'm in the process of figuring out how to get it. Like I don't think so.
I think in my brain I can do everything. You know what I mean? Like I can do everything. Like if I just do it. But I literally was just having a conversation where I said, I love planning, but I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? But I don't allow other people to help me. So how am I saying I don't want to do it, but I'm not giving myself the opportunity to get help? You know what I mean? How am I saying like, oh, this is too much, I'm tired, but I'm doing it all the time? Those things don't line up. And I think before I burn myself out, I have to stop lying to myself and saying, Chanel, you could do this, you could do this, you could do that. And I need to start learning how to delegate.
Oh, that is a great skill.
I need to learn it because I'm going to end up burning myself out if I don't.
Yep.
I can totally understand. Like I said, I just started asking for help because I can't live my life without help at this point. So shout out to my family because you guys are amazing. But then last thing, share something that you would tell. Sorry, I probably had some rice and peas on my lip.
That bowl is bomb.
Share something that you would tell yourself 5 years ago. I'll start while you guys think. Something I would tell myself 5 years ago is you're doing better than you think. Enjoy the journey. You're right where you're supposed to be. And that everything is gonna work out. It always does.
Can you tell myself that too?
I'm gonna tell you that too.
Right, why you back there?
Why
Go
you
ahead.
back there? Go ahead
Hey.
and tell me that advice.
Right.
I think I would tell myself, hey, look, it's gonna be okay.
Mhm.
You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It might not feel like it, it might not seem like it, but it's worth it. And you just gotta push through.
Mhm.
Just keep going,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Look, for me to be along the line of, it's like you said, it's okay. You got this. And it's okay to ask for help.
Yes. Yes. It's okay
Yeah.
to ask
It's
for
okay to
help.
ask for help. You got this.
Mhm.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Mhm.
Just keep going.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this was such a good pod. Thank you guys for coming on.
it.
Seriously.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
this feels really good just to be able to get some of this stuff and talk about some stuff, It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you.
Right, especially like the things we all been going, like the things we go through in the background that nobody knows about. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like when I tell people like I was enrolled in the culinary program at Trade Tech, they're like, what? What about the restaurant? I was like, oh, it's still there. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna do it. I just want to up my cooking skills. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm self-taught. I'm at home. I'm watching videos. I said, but I want to learn how to be more professional. I want to make my plates look pretty.
You're gonna be chopping the onions
Exactly,
like
right?
Julia. What's that one movie?
Julia Child.
Julia Child.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I love it.
I want to learn. So I'm
Yeah.
like, it's never too much to like up your skills. Like
Yeah.
we know we can do it, but why not take it to that next level?
Exactly. It doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah,
It
At
just
all.
elevates us. Yeah, I like that.
it's better.
Yeah.
And this, it's amazing to go from the first pop up. I'll never forget that first pop up.
Wow.
The feeling of walking into that Melody. This girl, mind you, we showed up there around. I showed up there. I'm just joking.
You're right.
I'm just joking. But we showed up there, and the whole lot was empty and bare and amazing. And I see this tall girl running around with a clipboard, and I'm like, that must be her. That must be her. And she's on her clipboard, and she's just doing the thing. And I'm like nervous. It's my first time at a pop-up that I had never been to outside of my normal. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how this is going to go. And you were like, it's okay. You're right over here. And you were just ready. You were so ready. You were so ready. And then we watched the pop-up go from like parking and parking lot to like a stage was being built.
Oh, yeah.
And then people were lining up and vendors were coming. And then next thing you know, people started showing up. And so
Performers, everything. It was
Everything.
a whole show.
it was a whole show.
Shout outs.
show.
Yeah.
Not just the market and organizing the vendors and the people, because that's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot, organizing the
That was
vendors.
insane.
Not only that, it was like seeing what she allowed so many entrepreneurs to do, like rappers,
Yes.
singers, people, you making juice, me making food, people making
Yeah.
paintings. Like she gave the opportunity for so many people to showcase everything, no matter what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Oh.
like, I was looking back at some pictures of like my first tent,
Yeah.
small tent from Lamar Park to me having two tents.
Two-
now I
okay,
had
yes.
To like 6 tables now. Like I
Mhm.
started to tear up. Like it was crazy going from this and
The
like
growth.
my
The back
first
of the
menu,
yeah.
my first menu, like 4 items, and like now I go to her pop-ups and I've got my menu is like 2 pages.
Yeah.
Now. I have so
Yeah.
many options. now. It's, like,
Options.
crazy.
And then not only that, she set up the vendors, she set up the performers, and then she got on stage. I was like, wait a minute. wait, what? Is she performing too? So,
That's crazy.
girl.
It sounds crazy. I really was
you
because
was
I
making
needed
it all
extra
happen.
help for
It-
real.
for real, it was amazing. And it continues to be just that. So thank you.
Yes,
just for
thank
real.
you guys. Thank you guys for supporting my business. And I appreciate you guys so much. Like, it's nice to hear it from you guys' perspective. It's really nice. So, while we're speaking about Passion Fruits events, we're going to be having a spring festival. I want to invite you guys, of course, to come out and enjoy, whether it's as a vendor or just as a guest. I'm going to do a live podcast. So if you guys want to come and, talk more about your business, share, you guys are free to come. Thank you for being a part of season 1. So you guys, if you want to be a vendor, make sure that you go on passionfruitsla.com. We have options available for you there. Make sure you guys get in because we are not going to be doing as many like repeat vendors this time. So it's going to be very much you get in, that's it for that category. I want to be more curated that way. Make less competition for my vendors, of course.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys there. This has been Passion Fruits, the podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.